I'm just going to launch Twitch, so just... I hadn't said that yet. Alright. So, you've now travelled with Kadrak, so north along the riverside in search of his long-lost boat. The need for his assistance outweighing the reserves that you might have about his character, or some of you might have about his character. After discovering a Null Scout that Nesbar very easily recognised in the forest along the way, you pursued the creature to a precipice over a large ravine. Drakon decided to cross a felled tree trunk, but lost his footing along the way, and Cromnar, in a moment of desperation and poor intelligence rolls, reacted by casting a hold person spell in an attempt to stop the laws of gravity from imposing itself on that particular dragonborn. Luckily, Drakon's armour caught on a branch as he fell, and he did not plummet 60 feet to the rocky depths below. A battle ensued, with an attack party hidden in the woods to the north, but they were no match for your combat skills, and you made short work of them. You continued your journey shortly after that. So you now stand at the entrance of a small cave hidden in the rocks to the north, or sort of more, or to the south, I guess, southwest side of these cliff face. A fair amount below you, so probably a good 50 metre drop below you, the water is, so the water to this cove. You can see Kadrak's boat in this cove, sort of off centre, but sort of resting there upon some grey rocks, motionless.
Oh, that's right.
And you can hear in the distance, because it's quite a fair way away, but you can sort of hear, being carried by the breeze, is the sort of slow creaking of wood. And you can hear the flap of the torn masts in the distance. Now, the sun is setting, so you can hear some sort of bird calls from outside, some sort of birds of paradise. They sing out to the forest to the west, but they fall silent as you hear a cry from what sounds like some sort of large beast. Distant, but loud enough to be heard. So the setting sun now lets its last light sparkle on the River Serban and fall behind the thick woods as night falls. What would you like to do?
I think our plan was to take a long rest. I think we were going to camp. Unless correct me.
We were in a cave, and I remember we had like a little hide point that was watching the actual boat itself.
Absolutely. So you do have a pretty decent view of the boat below you. You can still make out the figures that I believe Pozu saw yesterday. Pozu or Shadowwing, I can't quite remember who. Or today, I should say. And I did remind Cromnar of this when I spoke to him the other day as well, but this is technically still the same. You guys are knackered. This is the same day. The night before that you slept was the night that you slept along the River Serban with that bard at the campfire.
Oh, that's a big day.
So this is a big day. You travelled the rest of the way to Hook Pipe, which was still probably a good 2 to 3 hours travelled for you to get there. You've gone to the bar, you've met with Harkle, you met with Kadrak. You got quite sloshed on those drinks that you had. You sort of had a mini interaction with a guy who fell off the port. You've been shopping. You've got some stuff together. You've walked through the forest. You've pursued the Null party that you had battle with later on, and then you've made the rest of the way here. So this has been a long 24 hours, or 12 hours, I guess. If you chose now not to start looking at a full rest, I'd say we have to start looking at levels of exhaustion.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a
definitely a
night's
long rest.
So we'll just take shifts, I guess, to
Yeah.
look at.
No worries. So who's going to take first shift?
I'll be happy to go first.
Drakon, okay. I'll get you to make, and everyone else is just settling down for the night. You see Kadrak sort of a bit sheepishly go and get himself a rock in the dark corner and sort of like shuffle up against it and rest his head against it. He's keeping pretty quiet, keeping to himself, and starts to slowly nod off as Drakon takes his first night's watch.
Alright.
They're thinking eyes.
So just a perception check, Drakon.
Okay. +4. 9.
9, okay. So I guess you're looking out over the river. Are you looking for anything particular or keeping an eye on anything particular, or just
Mostly nothing gets close to us while we're resting. That's what I'm mostly looking for.
Yep, so nothing does interrupt you. You can sort of hear maybe in the distance, a good maybe 100 feet off, there is some like branches that rustle. The sort of hoot of an owl off in the distance, but nothing that sort of regards you as anything coming close to you in danger. And you complete your first watch.
Who do I wake?
Yeah, you can make me out.
I'll wake Nezbar and I'll go to sleep. Night, y'all.
Night, yo.
Oh dear.
Nesbar, okay, that's fine.
Is that including you? For we're saving our high rolls for battle, Nezbar, I reckon.
Yeah, so same with you. Are you just having a look out into the cove itself to sort of get it?
Yeah, he'll be constantly looking towards the cove and the boat and making sure nothing's around the camp.
Yep. There is a bit of moonlight out. You're keeping an eye on the boat. There's it's sort of slowly shifting and rocking against the rocks. There's not too much of a breeze. It's hard to make out the figures because there is a bit of cloud cover at the moment, so difficult to make out the figures that are on the boat itself. But nothing grabs your attention. There's not too many loud noises or anything that you sense as any particular danger. Yep, and you complete your watch.
Mm-hmm. Go wake up Posey.
Stretch. Give my ring a little bit of a rub.
At least he said ring.
And
Not asshole.
sneak out to the vantage point, and I have a little bit of a mind conversation with Shadowwing.
Yeah, great. Okay.
See if you're out there, see if you can fly down and have a look. See what's about around the outside of that boat, on the inside of the boat, and on the way down. Thanks, darling.
Alright, so you communicate that to Shadowwing. She sort of hoo-hoo, gives you a hoot of recognition and then flies off one of the top pine branches that are out there directly in front. Now you want her to sort of swoop down over the cove and get a good...
Yeah, just to circle around and see, points of interest. Like we can kind of see that, but see if there's anyone kind of around the outside keeping watch anywhere.
Yeah, sure.
And
Okay,
what
go ahead.
we kind of have to get down and go through, and if there's anyone on the boat.
Yep. So go ahead and make a perception check. With Shadowwing.
Shadowwing. Perception.
Is that 7 total?
My God, I didn't even look. Yes.
Okay. So the DC is a little bit lower because you are a bit closer to the boat as Shadowwing. You can see these strange fish-like creatures that you did see the day before. Hard to make out the details or anything that they're sort of doing directly, but you can probably make out your guess between 4, 5, maybe 6 of them. You can't quite tell. Some of them seem grouped up, some of them seem a little bit further apart.
Do they have weapons or anything?
You can make out that some of them carry spears. Some of them look to be holding some other type, but with that roll, it's hard to make out exactly what they are. That cloud cover's pretty heavy now, and the moonlight that would normally be there seems to be a bit.
Okay.
I guess at the front of the boat, you can make out pretty well one of these creatures because Shadowwing does swoop down pretty low. And you can see it's just sort of standing there with a spear. It's just like staring out into the ocean, quite motionless, and has this sort of dumb look on its face as it's staring out the front. Just like that.
Okay. It's a fish creature.
But yeah, Shadowwing.
How big are they? How big are they?
Hard to tell. I mean, I guess if Shadowwing wants to take another swoop down, I'll let you make another roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice power.
Yeah, so you can make this out. You can make out a few of them in a bit more detail with that roll. The sort of moonlight does drip through the shadows a bit, and it sort of, you can see they're sort of. It looks like a pinkish sort of translucent skin that they've got. Some of them seem to be like standing at attention. Others are sort of moving slowly back and forth. The height of them, they're probably 3 to 4 feet. They do slightly vary between them, but they're quite short.
There's nothing wrong with being short, Dungeon Master.
Ignore my rolls, by the way. I'm just mucking around with my sheet.
That's fine. So their bulging eyes look like they might be a bit too big for their bodies, and some of them their mouths sort of open and close routinely in a sort of like a gulping manner. They don't appear to be saying anything, although you can perceive through shadow.
It's a trap.
I'll get you to make an intelligence
Okay,
roll.
I think it was heard Shadowwing.
Get at Shadowwing to make an intelligence roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
Yeah, no, hard to make out anything with that. Let me just see something. Okay. As Shadowwing sort of starts to move back across, there is something that does catch your eye. It's a bit of movement in the water. All of a sudden, like a large figure shoots up the side out of the water and sort of latches onto the side of the boat, onto the sort of netting and seaweed that hangs off the side of the boat, and slowly starts to claw its way up the side of the boat, gripping onto the wood as it goes. It's this humanoid figure adorning this sort of shell-like armour with a trident strapped to its back. It's got these large webbed feet and like a fin-like mohawk that runs all the way down the back, from the top of its head all the way down its spine.
Cool.
As it reaches the top of the boat, it sort of pulls itself and lurches at the top. And as it lands, it sort of snaps and snarls at one of the creatures who sort of cowers in defence. but before you
worry.
it sort of moves away under the forecastle, which is the sort of front of the boat. You see it move underneath the forecastle, and you move side of it. Lose sight of it.
So that we saw where it went in.
You did see where it went in. There's a door that sits beneath the main deck. So you
Okay.
can see it went in.
Cool.
Not too much else occurs on your watch though.
Right. So I wake up Cromna.
Okay, so Cromna, if someone else wants to roll a perception check for Cromna.
What's his
I'll let you know. +3.
There we go.
Nice. So that's 14, yeah. So Cromna, sits out there for a bit. He's sort of contemplating a bit of what's happened during the day. He seems a little bit distant to you guys, the rest of you guys. He's been quieter. He's still fought as well as he's ever fought before in those battles that you've just had. But he does see every now and then this figure move out from the forecastle of the boat out onto the main deck, sort of interact with these creatures a bit, dive into the water, gone for maybe an hour, 2 hours maybe, then comes back, climbs up the side of the boat. Seems to have a net over the back that it's got slung. Can't really quite tell what's in the net itself, but disappears again under the ship. Can't quite tell if it was the same one that left before. But Drakon, you're currently in a deep sleep. The sort of rest that feels welcome with your day's battle scars that sort of numb in your slumber. But sort of colour and light start to fill your vision as sort of shapes and figures take form. You feel the warmth of the soft sun's light upon your cheeks, and a gentle breeze brushes over your scales. A whiff of autumn blossoms fill your nostrils as you sigh deeply. You feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulder, a weightlessness that you're not used to. It's not often that you take your armour off, and you wonder why you've done that now, why you would be armourless. But the thought passes you as you sort of calmly lift and spread your arms to let that feeling of weightlessness take over. You close your eyes and you sort of take a moment to breathe in your surroundings as you open them again. And it takes you a moment to realise that you might not be alone. You see before you standing maybe 60, maybe 80 feet away, but it's hard to tell. The sort of shape moves and changes. But unmistakably, Morkrath the Tyrant stands before you. His presence feels looming, feels incredible. He stands before you, and it seems like his shoulders are just bearing down over the top of you, even though he stands so far back. The stretch of forest that reaches as far as your eyes can see are behind him. And as your eyes strain, even with the distance between you, you can feel his presence. His intimidation, the smirk across his face, which is exaggerated by the many scars that deform his features. And then other figures start to emerge, long tails scarring the dirt behind them. 5 at first, but shadows continue to emerge, weapons drawn, puffs of smoke from heavy breaths billowing from their bloodthirsty mouths. 10, maybe 20, 50, hundreds. Nyrixius tribe members appear from the forest before you. That feeling of weightlessness that you had disappears, vanishes, and you again feel burdened, encumbered, heavy, doomed almost. Morkrath draws his weapon and grips the hilt with both his hands as you recognise the stance of war, and starts to run in your direction. What do you do?
I reach for my longsword.
Yep.
Is it there?
It's not.
I drop to my knees.
Okay, you drop to your knees.
And I basically like surrender myself, so I sort of like lift my head up, and I say, "Do it!"
Okay, as you drop to your knees, you sort of raise your arms up above your head and sort of call down from the sky, like waiting to feel the slice of this blade. And as you do, all your muscles tighten. It feels like your bones turn to cement. You sort of clench up and look down at your feet and the rest of your body, and it just feels like it's gripped tight. And it's for a moment, it feels like your knee slips, and it's for a brief moment. It's not like it's weird. It overcomes you very quickly. You don't know why you haven't realised before, but you're standing on a branch. 60 feet below you, waves crash against blood-splattered rocks. Inertia and vertigo overwhelm you, and your stomach drops. You realise that you're halfway across that tree branch across the large ravine. And as you look down at your arms, your face constructs, tightens, and you see Morkrath leap out towards you, but you slip, you fall, and you plummet. I'll get you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Bear with me.
You're right. Okay. You're plummeting. You're seeing these rocks rushing past you. They're flipping. You see the dead body of the gnoll beneath you, and as your body turns, and it's tense still, it's still tight. You look up and you see Morkrath and all these other Nerexia's tribe members looking down the ravine beneath you, from over the top of you. Their figures getting smaller and smaller, and you wake up just before you hit the water. You sit up in bed, or on the bedroll that you're on, and just before you sit up and you have that sickening reaction where you can feel that sort of acid in your throat building up, but you manage to swallow it and gulp it down. As sort of Drakon turns and look at you as you've sat up, as you see the sun rising through the cave, and Cromnar turns to you. Good morning. Do I say Drakon?
Good morning.
Cromnar turns to you.
Yeah, Cromnar.
Cromnar turns to you. Good morning.
Sure.
And the day is yours. Everyone else now sort of wakes up, see the light streaming through.
Should we register a long rest?
Yep, everyone can take a long rest.
That was epic, by the way, team. Very well done.
Thank you. I feel bad for you, man. It's almost like you're suffering from some sort of condition.
Yeah, I know. If only there was some sort of name for this condition.
So as
maybe
you
next town. I'm sorry.
No, you go, mate.
The next time we stop at a busy town, I should look for some therapists.
If only you had some companions with you that you could talk to.
Perhaps. Don't trust any of them.
That's fair enough, mate.
We just found out Bose is part of a secret organisation.
Is that Khaled saying that, or is that Drakon?
I wouldn't say it out loud. I think Drakon will keep it to himself.
He seems like that.
Hmm.
Okay, so...
Yeah, so you can see the sunlight coming in. You all sort of stand out at the entrance to the cave. Or you tell me, what do you guys want to do?
Suppose he's like, did you guys see what's on that boat? And what went in and off that boat?
I didn't see anything.
Nor did I.
Shadow.
Cromnar does turn to you at that point and says, I did see a different creature. Different to the ones that we saw yesterday.
So I think there's a little fishmen that seem to be standing guard, and I think they're sea devils. There was one jumped out of the water, climbed up the ship, and into a door. That's all I know.
Kadrak sort of comes up to you all and says, it looks pretty dangerous. I'd understand if you all want to turn away and walk back. But look, if it helps, I can tell you the layout of my boat.
That would help. What's in the room with the door under that front deck there?
So underneath the forecastle. The forecastle is the front of the boat, but underneath that is what we call the wardroom. It was where all the sort of officers and crew would gather if they would often meet in there and discuss things and eat or drink or hang out. If they weren't required on the main deck, that they just hang out in the wardroom. But
Okay.
God knows what's in there now.
I think there's a sea devil in there. The last night. Oh well. She-Hulk.
Underneath that, there's a passageway, and that's where all the crew quarters would be, or the officers' quarters, I should say. In that area, there's a stairs that would lead down.
Alright. So that's where all the action is. How do you think we should go about trying to get back this boat?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of options for us to approach here, and he sort of points down into the cove, and let me just show you what you're looking at.
Cool.
Now, this isn't exactly how it looks. This is just a quick sort of map that I put together to give you an indication as to the sort of gradual layout of how it is. Down here is sort of the entrance to the cave. You can see sort of tracks leading down to the cove itself. There's some coverings in these areas all along that sort of I guess that would be north side. This isn't orientated correctly either. This is sort of the north would be technically the east.
Okay.
But maybe we could approach it from and I'm just going to get Kadrak to roll a perception check. Nope. Anyone else sort of looking to where he's pointing can make perception checks as well, just to sort of get a good lay of the land now that the morning's up.
Alright. As soon as I find my perception.
Great rolls. So you can see pretty clearly where he's pointing down to. There is a small, slightly damaged rowboat that's sort of on the rocks, just near the rocks in this area. That's potentially one way you could reach the boat. I mean, I can hold my breath for a little bit, I guess maybe a couple of minutes if we want to approach the boat from that way. We could probably swim to it from the north side.
Now, I don't want to alarm anyone, but I saw a sea devil shoot straight out of that water and up onto the boat. I probably don't think we should be actually in the water because they probably have the upper hand on this there. Unless you feel like going for a swim.
So, just so you know as well, you saw it approach from this side.
I can't see anything.
Nothing's pinging.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that pinged.
That was me.
Oh.
The black one? You can't see the green?
I saw the black
No green.
one, but no green.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know we're here.
So, what we're now looking at would be the east side of the boat. So technically, the south side of the boat is where you saw the sea devil jump up on the side and pull itself up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just get some change in music. So there is a rowboat there. Go on.
Can I see anywhere that's kind of safe to scale down?
From where you are at the cave?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you could quite easily just climb directly down the rocks to that side. There is
Mhm.
a clear path that leads down into the cove.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so there is easier ways to get down, but it depends on how you want to approach this. It is very early in the morning. You guys got a very good long rest overnight. But there's a couple options there for you. The drops here usually they're probably about 10 to 12 feet. You think you could scale down those rocks pretty easily and make your way down to the cove.
Where's the sun coming from?
Where's the what? Sorry.
The sun.
Currently, it's coming. It's rising. So from the where does the sun rise from? The west.
East.
East.
Yeah, but this map is tilted sideways. Did you say?
It is. Yeah. Sorry. Let me see if I can change that just to make it easier.
So the sun's behind us.
The sun is behind you.
So they'd have a hard time. I think if the sun's behind us, they're going to have a hard time seeing us come down the cliff on this side.
Yeah.
And I point
with
over
the
here.
perception checks that you've just rolled, you can still see those fish-like creatures. The shorter ones especially at the front of the boat. The one that's standing at the very front of the boat, you can see pretty clearly now in the light of day. There's about 6 in total. Sorry, 5 in total. You can see the one standing at the front of the boat would probably have the best view of you guys if you came down from that angle. But with that perception check, you can tell. Actually, there's a fair bit of distance. No, you can tell. It looks pretty not like a super intelligent creature. And it's currently more than 350 feet away. So
we saw that. Saw that triangle.
Yeah.
I mean that arrow.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Should we go down that path, lads? And I point over here. Or should we try and climb down over there with the sun behind us? Where we'd be a bit more stealthy.
I like that idea. And we definitely
we could also we could do that. One of us could go another way to draw their attention one way, and then we could ambush them because we could surround them in a way.
I can always send Shadowwing in to distract them a fair bit.
Okay, yeah, that might be safer.
Yeah. See with the lights, the shadow from the masts of the boat casting light.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's sort of where the light's coming from.
Okay, so that sun's coming
from the west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Where was the boat again? Is it here?
The rowboat, yeah,
Yeah.
down there. Is that pinging up now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that green was there. And what's the distance behind the boat here? Is that
You're
the boat that's
no more than 40 feet to the back of the boat.
yeah, but it's still very deep water, yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine. Well, hard to really tell from this side, but it's a cove, so it's not. It's not going to be very, very deep.
The boat is marooned, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of stuck on some rocks there. Stuck on some sort of grey, large rocks.
Yeah.
I reckon we sneak down the cliff.
Okay.
And then, should we try and get that boat across the river, or try and sneak around the back where it's a bit closer through the water?
I think they'll see us if we try to sneak around the back. I think they're going to see us regardless. As soon as we hit the sand.
There's more tree cover on that north side as well.
Can we just walk around the top until we get to this side, and then
That's a
descend?
good idea.
Aye. I like that.
That way we can get straight to the trees.
Okay.
Alright. So we'll say that you guys sort of make your trek sort of around that to the northwest side. Are you stealthing, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
As stealthily as possible.
be moving far away from, like, completely out of sight, so we could move a bit more freely, like
Yep.
out of sight from the actual cove, so you could just move a bit more freely until we get round, then move back in.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of forest line along the top of the cliff face as well, so you do have a fair amount of coverage to be able to move, and you're fairly certain that the distance between you, you'd be fairly well hidden, even if you were to move like quickly and not stealthily. But it's up to you guys how you want to approach.
Yeah, it'd still be. I'd still do like a stealthy move, but it wouldn't be like super stealth because we are out of eye shot, and it'd just be carefully moving around.
Careful. Yeah.
All right, so we'll say you move at a normal pace, and I'm not going to make you make stealth rolls.
But as we start to get to this side, we'd obviously change it up.
Okay, so I'll say that you move around to that that far west side without any sort of impediment. They don't have enough passive perception to be able to see you from that. I will get you to make stealth checks when you do reach that far east side, though.
All right.
How do I make it GM? There we go. Okay, so you tell me if you can see this dice roll. No?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like that. Sneaky secret rolls.
All right. Do you want us to roll some stealth?
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth. I'm going to roll one for Cromnar.
How do I stop mine doing 2 rolls like that? Why does it always do that?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Do you have advantage?
Or
disadvantage?
Not on stealth.
Not on stealth?
Are you, when you click it, are you just rolling 1 die or 2?
I'm just clicking the word stealth on the sheet. Is that right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just take
Yeah,
the first
cool.
roll.
Okay.
All right, with your combined stealth, you are all very sneaky, very quiet. You move all the way around to that north face, and you're almost certain that you have not been spotted. You're all well versed enough now to know how to move without being spotted, and sort of darting between trees. And one of you keeps an eye out. And I should roll for Cadrak as well, shouldn't I?
You'll fall
That's
over.
fine.
You get a 1.
All good. Okay, so you all make it around there. You're pretty sure you haven't been seen. Are you going all the way around to the far north side?
I reckon just do this part so we can get down to the.
Yeah, into the northern rushes.
Okay. And you all start climbing down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to get you to make athletics checks here, just to make sure that there's no issue with you. You're all sort of pretty careful, and there isn't enough sort of rock for you to all get a grip on without having to tie any anchors or ropes or anything.
Oh boy.
Not falling over this time.
Oh, buddy.
Looks like someone else will be having nightmares tonight, Pozu.
Why does it roll 2 for you with everything?
I don't know. I mean,
And that
I
was
literally
doing-
just
that was
set up the
doing-
sheet.
Me. Have you got the sheet on? Are you using the D&D Beyond sheet or the sheet on this?
No, the sheet on this. I just discovered it. I've been, I was just mucking around with it before.
It's settings in. 13, 6.
Although my athletics might be actually at advantage.
Yeah.
So that one might legit be 2 rolls. But everything else,
Right.
like, yeah.
Okay, it's all good. Pozu, as you start to climb down, your footing does slip. This is your favourite terrain, though, isn't it? Don't you have some sort of, because you're in rocky terrain?
Yeah, that's for stealth.
Oh, okay, for stealth. Yeah, okay.
I rolled an advantage. I don't have advantage in. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, you've got advantage on dexterity
It's-
stealth checks when hiding in rocky terrain. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, you do slip and fall and hit the rocks hard, and you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
5? Damn it.
But we'll say that you make it down to the bottom there, where you make it to the sort of rush where you are. You can see you're still a fair distance away from the boat itself. You're looking about 180 feet at the moment, but you do have pretty thick coverage in this area. Yep.
Should we fan out a little bit?
Yeah. Are we going to go for the boat? You reckon we should go for that boat?
I feel like we're so vulnerable on the boat. Like, if we all get on the boat, it's such an easy target if they've got, like, some sort of throwing weapons or archery weapons or fire weapons.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we'd all fit on that boat.
They should have. I think they've got spears.
Spears.
So
What
they're
if-
spears.
What if the more heavier of our crew get in the boat, and Pozo and I come round from the back?
Like that. Very sneaky. You can do some sneaking.
Yeah.
Nick, you guys are at the front. You've got a bow, alright? They start
Yeah.
shooting at you,
I've
shoot
got
back.
a crossbow. Yeah. I'm wondering if, if the water isn't too deep, I could swing that rowboat over my head and wear it as a hat. That's my plan.
As the fucking rule of cool, I'm going to give you advantage on stealth if you decide to do that, because that's fucking cool.
Full, what is it? Pirates of the Caribbean when they're like
Exactly.
walking underneath the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that's my plan. That's exactly what I'm going to do if I get to that rowboat.
Alright, what are you guys going to do?
I'm happy with Nesbar's plan, and I'm happy to go provide a target while the sneaky ones go out the back and start slashing them from behind.
Excellent.
I
Okay.
assume you guys can swim. I'm
What's
assuming
Kadrak's
sneaky
gonna
guys
do?
can. Yeah, what is he going to do? He knows the boat.
Kadrak will come with Cromnar and Drakon to the boat. It's my rowboat. I think it's from my ship. I think if I can get it back to the boat, maybe we can take it with us if we defeat these creatures. So yeah, I'd like to come with you guys.
Keep it down.
If-
Don't
if-
talk as loud as you're talking. Should be whispering more.
Oh, sorry.
Gotta be stealthy.
If that's okay, Cromnar. Cromnar sort of looks at him and sort of turns back out towards the boat, looking. Doesn't answer him.
Maybe you should ask me.
Is that okay, Mr. Dragonborn?
No.
Should I wait here? I don't mind.
Well, I think he's. I think I'll have a quiet word with Poser and Nesbar.
Okay, I'll stay here with
I'm
my
wondering. Yeah, he'll love that. I'm wondering if this guy's going to be less of a liability. But we need him on the boat.
He's got a crossbow. He can just shoot from the shore. We can clean this out.
You can clean him and then get him on board.
You said it right. He's a liability. We get him on that board. He's just going to get cut up.
He does understand the boat, though.
Okay.
I don't trust him.
Yeah. Once we've cleaned this out, he can come aboard. Till then, just sit on the beach.
Okay. How about we get him? So how about if he comes with me and Cromner, and we set him up at this rock here, near the rowboat, and from there he can have a good vantage point while Cromner and I proceed in the rowboat or underneath it.
I like that.
Let's do that.
You can stand up on the rocks.
Well, the 115 feet. Can you shoot from there? Almost.
120 you can shoot, usually, can't you?
What's a crossbow?
Crossbow's like 100 to 400 is mine.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Crossbow.
Yeah, baby.
Right. He's got 80 to 320, so he can shoot past 80 feet, but it'll be a disadvantage.
That's alright.
That's
He's a
fine.
disadvantage no matter what.
Sucker! Okay, so just so I'm clear, Pozu, Nesbar are heading off in this direction. Drakon, Cromner, and Kadrak will move over here towards the rowboat.
That was a professional swoop arrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you're all going to stealthily do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone rolls stealth checks. Further stealth checks.
Do-do. Did you do one die?
Both Kadrak and Cromnar rolled really well, so they're quite cheeky. Alright, we've got Pozu, great. Where's Nesbar?
11.
Okay. I'm gonna roll with some real dice.
Hey.
It's the best way to cheat.
Get serious.
Alright, so Nesbar and Poser, you move down towards the shoreline there. You can see at the moment they don't have, towards the back of the boat, there's only one creature that you can see. In fact, let me just do something here. Let's do this. That's happening. So I'm just going to move you guys to where you currently are.
Do you guys have music? I didn't click the watch together.
Yeah, do you need the link again? There you go.
Yes, please.
There you go.
Thank you.
Watch together.
Okay, so you've all moved towards you've moved to the shoreline a bit further back. I'd say Pozu and Nesbar would pretty much be about here. And you can see there's one guy standing here who does not look like he's seen you. At the back of the boat, there's only one of these fish-like creatures that you can see. There's two more that are standing on the opposite end. That look like they're in discussion, and there's the one that's sort of got drool hanging out from his mouth at the very front of the ship. And it's got a bit more detail here. So the quarterdeck at the back there, you can see that single Katoa, or that creature. He's just standing there. He actually looks like he's got the helm at the back there, and he's just spinning it freely. And he's just sort of holding it, and he's sort of tapping his foot while he's doing it, spinning it, catching it, and then you can actually see that he's got like a hat that he's made from palm fronds. And it almost looks like he's sort of bobbing his head up and down and trying to whistle at the same time as he's holding that helm. Alright, what are you guys doing?
Alright.
I've got a good idea where Drakon and Cadrak says to you guys before you do anything with the boat, is there any other information I can tell you before you get over there? Anything at all?
Oh, is there any way out of the cruise quarters if we go in there? Is there a way out the back? Is it just one way in, one way out?
The wardroom. So that's this. Just so you're aware, that's the front. This is where you saw that creature go in, the front part of the ship. The wardroom. There's two entrances. One is the door that you'll see directly underneath the front of the ship there, and there's a staircase that leads down further as well on the inside of that wardroom.
Where's that go?
That goes into like a hallway into where all the officers' quarters are.
Right, but you can't get down there unless you go through that front.
Aye, the back of the ship there is the captain's quarters. There's also a door that leads down from the captain's quarters as well.
Okay. I saw the sea devil go in that.
The wardroom.
Where did you see the one go in, Cromnar?
At the front of the ship.
Right, from the same spot.
Aye.
So we get on there, kill the fishmen, and set the whole thing on fire.
Oh no, don't do that.
We need the boat.
That'll defeat the whole purpose that we're here. Oh, I get it, you're kidding.
And I'll turn around and walk
Is he
off.
always this funny?
See you later.
Okay.
I think it's better if we set the place on fire first.
That definitely makes sense.
What's the way back?
Is that why? That whistle? It's Mickey Mouse.
It's Mickey Mouse. I'm just gonna get a drink of water as well.
You're whistling. Is that Mickey Mouse? Steamboat Mickey.
Steamboat Willie, yeah. So if you imagine that creature at the back of the boat, he's got his
That's what you're doing.
like that. He's tapping his foot, bobbing his head up and down. Just a little light-hearted moment, a little comedy injection for you guys to loll at.
Ah, yes.
Oh, I'm gonna get a drink of water.
Get that water.
Okay. Pozu,
Yes,
while they're away, let's set the boat on fire.
that's what I was thinking. No, I light
Roll a fire check.
my
And ask
fire
him,
arrow and put it in a crossbow and shoot it onto the deck.
yes. Yes.
So we're going to be like coming from there. That ISO layout makes me feel sick.
Why is that?
Just because it's on that angle. Feel like I'm going to fall off the page. How are we going to go, boys? What are we going to do?
It's gonna be
Mayhem.
slash and dash.
Dash and slash.
Slash and dash. And then ask questions. That's the order, right, Nesma?
Fight first.
Slash and dash. Cut. And then ask questions.
Slash / questions.
Questions? So are we going to go first? Are we going to swim, or are they going to go?
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to like wait for them. We'll have to wait for them to move, and then we shall stealth over.
So you're who's waiting for who?
So
Drakon and
Cromnar.
Drakon and Cromnar are going to make the first move.
Okay, so you guys are getting the boat and you're flipping it over, and you're going to get in
We
underneath it and
Yep.
slowly move towards the boat. Okay. All right. Cool. Very cool.
Are you actually going to do that?
Yes.
So you guys do that. Let me just check. Okay. You sort of see, as you get closer to the boat, well, actually, you wouldn't see anything. What sort of pace are you doing here? You guys, you do notice once you probably get about 20 feet off the shoreline, you're sort of on your tippy toes at that point, and you're sort of pushing towards the ship. Let's put you out here. You've left Cadric behind as well, haven't you?
Yes.
Where's the upturned boat graphic?
I don't have it. Hang on. Here it is.
We're totally exposed here. Perfect. Excellent.
That's art.
Does not look like a leaf at all.
There it is. Okay, so you guys continue to move towards
Stealth.
the boat. And
It's excellent.
Pozu and Nesbar, you see these two start to move towards it. You can see that there's a bit of a curious look on their face, looking down towards it, but not too much other reaction. They're just sort of looking at it curiously, tilting their heads to one side.
Oh, he's frozen.
I have.
He's frozen. He's in awe of
Are you kidding me right now? Are you? Are you guys? Have I frozen again? God.
Language, Dan.
How could you hear me swear? I don't know.
Is he talking on Insta, or is he texting you?
Yeah, he's just swearing. Just fuck. Give me a minute.
Am I back now? What the hell? Still streaming? Still streaming?
There he is.
He's here.
Oh god, am I?
Hey,
Yeah.
Jim.
Jesus Christ.
We killed them. We killed them all.
We
Oh,
killed
okay.
so
Every
much
last one
gold.
of them.
Great.
And the women and the children.
And oh, okay. Well, then I guess that's where we'll end tonight's session. So, well done. You defeated the BBEG. It was on that boat, and congratulations. Okay, you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. I don't know if I'm still streaming, but fuck it. I'll just leave it as it is. Okay, so you guys get to the side of the boat. You can see these two are sort of looking. Well, you can't see that, but Pozu and Nesbar, you can sort of see that these two are sort of tracking them with their eyes, but they don't appear to have any recognition. It looks like a threat, or might be a threat. They're just curious. All right, so Drakon and Cromnar, are you guys going to continue to move around to the back, or what are you guys doing?
We want to kind of swim over here.
Okay.
Yeah, try and
Come
get
up to that corner where the easiest
Ah.
to come.
All right, I'll get you to roll. Are you swimming underwater, or are you guys? I'll just let you guys know as well. You guys can hold your breath for 1 minute plus your Constitution modifier.
My Constitution modifier is +2.
0.
You can hold your breath for 3 minutes.
Wow.
I can only hold mine for 1.
Okay.
I didn't even know how long I can hold my breath for. I'm checking.
So I get.
-4. No.
Drakon, you
Constitution.
drown immediately. Your body floats out from underneath the rowboat and floats away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wearing chainmail.
I guess Nesbar just swims for as long as his breath can hold to
Yep.
all the way to the corner there.
Yeah, cool. I'll get you to roll a stealth check with advantage because you're underneath the water. They
Like, are you like underwater?
Hey? Perfect.
Oh, +5 Constitution.
What's the next stealth? Yep, I'll take the first one.
Drakon, you're a boss.
Nice.
You'd be a really good
Boss.
swimmer too, I reckon.
With that
Yeah, I
tail.
think so too.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
walk
like a
it.
crocodile.
A croc.
Yeah, fucking cool. Okay. Nesbar, what was your stealth? Did you roll that?
21. Yeah, 21.
And Pozu?
I didn't roll stealth, but I'm about to do it right now.
With advantage. Because the upside down rowboat is distracting some of them.
Oh, dang. Pozu?
Yeah.
I'll say you reach the back of the boat, and as you do, Pozu, you sort of reach up, and a bit of your arm bracer sort of bangs against the wood as you do. And this one who was spinning the wheel sort of stops for a moment, stops spinning the wheel, turns around, is looking behind him, starts to move towards the back. Nesbar, you're quiet as. Okay, Drakon and Cromnar, what are you guys doing?
We'll continue to make our way towards the boat.
Yep.
Nice and slow.
What side of the boat are you approaching?
The left. Well, the right.
Around to the
like
front?
Where's going to be the easiest to actually board the ship? Is it submerged equally all around? Or is there certain bits that are lower in the water than other bits?
I mean, there's some clumps of seaweed that are sort of hanging down over the front of all parts of the ship. You can see there is a ladder that runs up in the middle of the main deck on either side, as most of this style of boat do. You think that you probably might be able to climb up almost any point of this boat just by grabbing onto the slats of wood. But yeah.
Then yes, towards the front of the boat is the way we're going to drift.
Okay. All right. I'll say that this one sort of loses interest and walks back, but this one is going to continue to follow the boat around, just looking at it curiously as you guys move over in that direction.
Cool.
Okay.
So have we moved?
So you haven't. I mean, I can move you. You guys should be able to move yourselves, but
I can't.
No. But have we moved? We're
right up on the boat.
we can't select my stuff.
Can't you? Oh no. Let me fix that.
You can move us. I don't mind.
That saves me the hassle. Check now, Pozu and Nesbar.
Yep.
So have we reached the boat?
Yes,
You both have reached the boat, yeah.
Okay, I want to try and climb up. Cover me. Have you got a boat or a ranged weapon?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I've got a short bow.
Do you want to cover me with your bow?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going up. So, I see this little fish barrel is standing.
He moved towards the back of the boat where he heard the sound. He hasn't looked over the edge yet, and even if he did, the angle that he wouldn't quite be able to see you. So there's a bit of an angle to the back of the quarter deck, where it's sort of exactly, yeah. So he wouldn't actually be able to see you, and you can't quite see him at the moment. You know that he was moving towards the back of the deck, but you've lost sight of him. So you're going to quietly try and climb up the back of the boat. Is that right? Okay, I'll get you to make another stealth check, actually, and an athletics check as well. You have advantage on stealth, don't you?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Very quickly and relatively easily, you manage to sort of find some bits of the boat there that you can grab onto, some bits of timber that are sticking out, some sort of rotten bits of hull that you can grab onto and pull yourself up. It's fucking quiet as though you're barely making a sound. Anytime the boat rocks, your sort of body rocks with it, and you slowly climb up to the back of the boat. I'll say that you reach up. There's probably about maybe 20 feet that you climb up. But you do that pretty well. Nesbar, are you following behind him, or what are you doing?
Once I see him slip over the top, I go.
Okay, so I'll get you to do the same. You roll a stealth and athletics check. Okay, so same as you like managed to find the right places to put your hands and slowly pull yourself up the side of the boat. As you do, your armour is a little bit heavier than Pozu's. You're not quite as nimble as he is, so your body sort of excuse me, knocks against the boat a little bit as you do, and you sort of look up and you can hear. But nothing else. You can't see the creature or anything like that. But you do get the feeling that it is at the back of the boat, towards the middle.
Mm-hmm. It's going to hang at the top there for a bit.
Okay.
What do I know exactly where it is, or do I know it's like directly in front of me at the top?
Yeah, you can hear it, so you can sort of, you got a good idea that it's sort of like maybe a little bit over towards your left, and maybe another 5 feet up over the edge of where the boat is, the quarterdeck.
Yeah, no worries. Can I shimmy to the other side, like to that side of it?
Yeah, so with your athletics check, I'll let you use that. You can move across to where you want to go to. Yep.
So I'm going to shimmy over to where, like, past where I think it is.
Okay. Alright, we'll wait for Pozu there, but I'll get Drakon and Cromnar. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna whisper to Cromnar.
Yeah.
I just want to ask him. You can swim, right?
I can what?
What?
He can swim, right?
I can
He can swim. I wasn't sure how.
I can swim.
I figure we'll dive under the water. We'll dive under the water. One of us will go left, one of us go right, and we'll climb the boat either side. So while this guy's got his eyes on the raft, one of us to the left, one of us to the right. We're going to climb.
Cool, I love it. Which way do you want to go? Do you want left or right?
I'll head towards. My right. So I'll head around to the back of the boat, and he'll head to the left.
Right. Left?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I'll head right, he'll head left.
Okay.
Right.
Looking at you, he nods his head and dives down underneath, and let's say he sort of moves down underneath the boat itself and sort of comes up under that side. And you're doing the same thing, is that right?
Yeah.
You definitely hold your breath long enough, and you can position yourselves well enough to get on either side. You can move yourself, or I can move you either way.
Perfect. Thank you.
Alright, are you going to start climbing up as well? Or
and at this point, yes, we're going to climb.
Okay, so I'm going to roll checks for old mate here. There.
Shit, Cromnar.
As long as I get that athletics, that's all that matters.
He'll get up there, but he'll make noise doing it.
Exactly. So he does quickly do it, but his armor, being as it is, does clang against the boat quite loudly, and you hear both of these creatures start to move in that direction. But he makes it to the top of the boat. Drakon, have you made your rolls?
No, I'll do that now.
Okay. Oof. Okay, takes you a little bit longer to get up to the top. I'll say Cromnar does reach the top before you, but you do it very quietly. You don't hear them move towards you at all. You're dead quiet as you do it. Was that a natural 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's eerily quiet how quickly you manage to. You use your tail to sort of balance yourself as you're pulling yourself up, but you make it to the top, or close to the top at the time. Okay, I'll cut back to Pozu. What were you doing?
I want to look up over the edge and see if I can see that fish man.
Okay, cool. So you pull yourself up over the edge.
No, I just want to look over the edge. I don't want to pull myself up over the edge.
Okay, so you're just sort of peeking up over the edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peeking up.
Yeah. So you can lift yourself up quite easily, and you look down, and that creature is standing probably maybe 15 feet away from you, and looking directly down over the edge of the boat.
right, so I wanna up over the edge, try and dash towards him, and give him the quick.
Okay, cool. I really thought that one of you would like try and pull him over the edge of the boat. But I guess
Assassin's Creed style.
he'd make a splash if he did that.
Mm.
Okay, cool. So what should we do here? All right, we'll give you this as a surprise round. So Pozu, you'll start. I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative now, but we're pretty much as soon as that. Actually, no, because you still. I'll get you to roll a stealth check to see how quietly and nimbly you can do that.
Just Poser you're talking to.
Just Pozu.
Not very well.
Not very well. So he does sort of as you do run towards him. I'll still let you have the surprise round, and you are right up against him when you do it. But we'll get everyone to roll initiative, and we'll get some turn order in here and see what happens. Now, I'm happy to call it there as well, guys. If you guys want to sort of just say we've just got onto the boat, we're it's 10:15. I'm happy to say that was sort of like, I don't want Cromnar to miss out on too much as well.
Yeah.
I
kind of want to see what happens, but I don't want Cromnar to miss out.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to end it because we're about to jump into battle.
Yeah.
I know, like, I'll keep the recording of this, so I'll know exactly where we're at before we do jump into this.
Do I get my first sneak attack?
Let's get you to take it. So we're not going to. We'll get you to roll initiative at the start of next game, but you can now take your sneak attack against him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So you did say you were going to take that action. So go ahead and make your attack. So as you're running towards this creature, you can see his sort of pink translucent. He turns to you and as he sees you sort of bearing down on him. He didn't hear you, he didn't see you coming, and he just sort of shits himself. You can see he's holding a long spear that just comes up over the top of his head, and he's got this sort of interesting looking shield that he's holding that looks like it's sort of got this weird similar translucent look to what he does, but it's got this sort of mother of pearl look on it as well underneath that translucency.
So that was 18 to hit, 4 piercing.
18 to hit, definitely does hit.
Yeah.
And that's 4 piercing damage, is that right?
Yeah, and then that's not +6, so that's 11 to hit. If that hits, that's 4 piercing, but I think 11 hits. That's the bonus action.
It's 11 to hit on the second one.
Yeah, it doesn't take the modifier because it's a...
Oh, it's the second attack. Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
11 does not hit, unfortunately. And with that, as you try and hit it and your attack misses, you try and pull back your dagger. And can you make a strength check for me?
I get sneak attack though too for that first one too, don't I?
Yeah. So go ahead and make your sneak attack damage.
I just do that like this. D6 +9.
So that's 9 points of damage, piercing.
So what you get? 13 points straight up.
Okay, so your first one strikes it. Whereabouts are you hitting it when you've hit it with that first strike?
I wanted to... He's about my height, so I wanted to grab him, stab him straight his neck. His fish neck.
Yeah, cool. You sort of, as you stab it through, you sort of see it pierce through his neck and come out one of his gills that are sort of on the neck there, and he goes, "Oh!" He doesn't fall down, but your other attack, when you bring that around, it hits on his shield, and I need you to make a strength check.
I can do that. Oops.
Oof, nice. So as it hits on the shield, it's weird because it's sort of like it's almost stuck to the shield for a bit, but you quickly yank it back and manage to get it back into your hand.
Cool.
Yeah. And we'll leave it there, guys. I tried to put battle music on, but it didn't want to.
That's right. I like the creepy groans of the deck and the ship.
Cool. All right, thanks, guys. That was probably a little, a little bit lackluster. Want
It's
to
a good setup.
keep it a bit lo-fi.
I liked it.
So Cromnar can start the next match or the
I
next
liked
game.
it too.
And yeah, we'll take it from there. I'm just going to stop
Come
the
on,
stream.
folks.
Thanks for watching.